Shalom, Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High Yah, Yahweh, by Hashem, Amashak, Yahweh Shai, for the blessing and the reading to his holy and righteous words. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, yes, I am back, Israel. And I'm happy and I'm humbled. I'm pretty humble. Pretty humble today. It's just, I don't know, it's just a feeling, everything is feeling settled. And when things feel settled, your vision can see a lot more further. That's why the Lord tells us to take everything humbly and calmly, because when you do things calmly, you can see a lot further, Israel. Okay? You can see a lot further. So we're going to breathe, we're going to relax, and we're going to get into it. And the name of this show today is He Will Make War with the Saints. All right, so what inspired this title today is I've been watching how they've been coming after a lot of actors. Now, these actors ain't nobody to follow, okay? They're nobody to follow. But I will tell you this. You never know who the Lord will use, all right, for a pawn, all right? You got to remember, this game of life is the Lord's chess table. You know what I mean? We the chess pieces, and this thing called Earth is his chess board. Now, sometimes he'll throw a wild card in there and wake up a celebrity just long enough to get the word out, all right, and let it spread around. And then he might put that dude back to sleep because he was, not to crap on anybody in Israel, but some people is whatever the Lord got them destined for, okay? If they stay woke and more on fire for the Lord, then all praises. And may that person continue on to the kingdom. But some, he'll wake up for a small time and put you back to sleep, all right? And others, he'll wake up and keep them woken on fire for the Lord. I pray that I'm one of them ones. You know what I mean? The way my attitude is, I'm going to be this way forever if he will it, okay? So I was just, we all seen what happened to Mr. Irving. I'm going to say it like that so I don't get bumped off of here. And Mr. Ye, okay? And now they after another brother, and he ain't even said nothing about Israel. Just let you know how scared they is and the times they know we are in. They're getting after Kevin Hart. All right? They're getting after Mr. Hart. Okay? And all he said, just let you know how scared they is. All he said was that the first Egyptians were black people. I see no lies there. But they so scared of this truth. Anything leading to Negra, yeah, I'm going to say a country like to Negra, they don't want no parts of it. Now they hushing everybody. And guess what that's going to do to some of the children of Israel? That's going to start making them wonder. We as so-called black people, if you doing too much around us and the other party ain't did much or nothing, guess what we'll start to believe? It must be something with that if they jumping so hard on that person back. That's how we think. You get it? That's how we think. I know in the world, that's how I would have thought of it. Soon I'd have saw them like, soon you say something about the black people, mostly when they say Israel, they kind of lose it. Let me weigh my options, all right? You could say you a woman. You could say you a man. If you a girl, you could say you a man. All right? You could say you a cat. Yes, and there's really Google it. There's a woman that identifies as a cat, and her family, her kids, and all that call her a cat now. They feed her through a cat bowl and everything. But I digress. You can be called a Muslim. Hell, you can even be called a Buddhist. You can be what's another one, Israel? You can be a Scientologist. All right, these just and a number of other things you can be. You can be all of them. But if you say you the children of Israel, the real Jew, Benjamin, Levi, all of them, that's wrapped all into one. Israel. Shh. It's hush time. And they're losing it. And that's waking a lot of people up. And they're starting to say, something must be true with that. if you jumping off the porch every time someone says they're Israel. And now just Kevin Hart uttered that the first anything was so-called black man, and now they're trying to cancel. I lie not. In all praise to the Father, they are scared. They know the times that they are in. And guess what? It's almost party time. It's almost party time. Yes, Party, because Israel gotta. Yeah, I'm giddy. So I just want to relax and just savor. I just want to savor the moment. The Lord's words. Okay, so we're gonna dip up into Revelations. All right. A lot of y'all already probably knew that by the title in itself. He will make war with the saints. So yes, we finna kick the ball right off to Revelations 13 and 1. We just gonna read right there, and we're gonna start. And so now I'm doing a new exercise, y'all, because I'm gonna start I keep my sword with me at all times, and now I want to do it on screen also. I keep my sword with me, and because you gotta realize something, you gotta look further ahead, and a lot of technology when it get cut off, what you gonna do? So even the people with them Bible apps, I urge you, get you a Bible while it's still available. Because there's gonna come a day where this thing is finna be like you're holding crack in your hand. Okay? This thing is finna become like you're holding crack in your hand. I lie not. According to this book, it's gonna be like you're holding dope in your hand or a gun. Alright? That's why the Lord called this thing a two-edged sword. Yes, and it is a two-edged sword. Please believe it. Because a lot of people is getting spiritually cut right now. These is good times for Israel. Oh, yes. If you Israel, you know what I'm talking about. Especially the men. You know what I'm talking about. Oh. I just want to breathe, Israel. We finna get all the way into it. Yes, sir. We're gonna get it. All right, let's kick this thing right off. So I'm gonna juggle between my phone and my book. See, so I want to learn how to be agile. I want to be able to jump to my phone and then jump to my book, to my phone, to my book. All right. So we finna get it. We finna get it, and I'm gonna make sure my camera and everything is all right. Okay. Y'all can see me. It ain't too hard to miss it. Let's stop it. All right. And cut it with the jokes. All right, so let's get it. Revelation chapter 13. Let me make sure I got my ducks in a row. All right, chapter 13 and 1. All right, and we just going to read this one right here and start it off right here. All right, and we're going to take our time and go through it. And I stood upon the sand up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. All right? So we got to ask the question. All right, what is John talking about? John the Revelator, what is he talking about? Okay, so between Daniel and John, they were both saying something. All right? Daniel was saying some things, and John was saying some things. All right? And we're gonna try to peel back some. We ain't gonna be able to do it all in one day, but we're gonna take our time and get to most of it if the Lord will it, all right? So let's find out what he's talking about. But between Daniel and John, they both was having these visions, right? And they was all similar. But then when the Lord came to Ezra got a little more into detail. So now let's go over to Ezra chapter 11. Now I'm going to go to my phone because my Apocrypha got lost in the midst of my moving. So it's amongst some of my things in storage or what have you, and I got to find it. All right, so, and I had it marked all up. So now I got to go to my phone for my Apocrypha part, see? All right, so we're going to go to second Ezra, chapter 11, verse 1, and we're going to read it. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads. Okay, so now we know what that beast was that John the Revelator was talking about. All right, he was talking about it was an eagle. Okay, and remember now in Daniel, it was 4 beasts. All right, and one of them, Daniel couldn't get a good reading on. You know what I'm saying? But he was getting the vision the best way that he could interpret it. Okay, so now what we gonna do? I want to see, because if I go, I'm forced to go in more. But if I do, it's gonna spin me off to something else, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. So I'm gonna stay on track, y'all. All right, so let's go back. Let's go to Daniel now. Let's go to Daniel 7 and 8. All right, let's go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 8. All right, now I'm back to my sword. So, and I want to work on my patience. So now, that's what I'm gonna do. We gonna be patient. We gonna take our time, and we just gonna look through our good sword. All right. And I like my sword, man. My sword is a little beat up. You know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. Because I use my sword. That's how you know. All right. For one, let me show you something. All right. When you go to these books, any pages, all right, you're gonna for the pages. You just spin through the pages. It's lit up. All right. It's lit up. That's how you know when you're working on something, and you letting the Lord use you accordingly. All right. And I use my sword accordingly. Please believe it. All right, so let me get back on track, y'all. I don't want to ramble too much. Maybe if I do so well, we having fun today. We gonna have some fun today, y'all. Cause it's good times, man. This war's about to crack off, and all that stuff, man. And I'm waiting for my ride. All right, my ride. I wanted to pull up on me. All right, so we're gonna go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8, and we're gonna read. And we're just going to do some jumping around, all right? Just to make some sense of what we're getting, all right? All right, here we go. Chapter 7, verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. All right, so these horns is kingdoms and things like that is what he's trying to express to y'all, okay? And so what we gonna do to make some sense of what he's talking about. Now let's go in precept. Let's run to Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. All right? Because precept must be upon precept, right? And we're gonna read that. Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. Because they all of the precepts all linked to each other, let you know that they was talking to one God, one true God in his son. Okay? So let's get it. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. All right? So the power was given to Esau. Okay? And let's read. And he's speaking great things. Verse 6 is the point I want to get to. It's one of the points I want to get to. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacles and them that dwell in heaven. Now, who is this speaking blasphemies? You got the Pope. You got the Christian church. So him is plural for this man's lineage, his kingdom, his people. The Pope speaks blasphemy. What do they tell you? His mouth blasphemy against Yahweh. What's blasphemy? Maybe God is white. You can do whatever the hell you want now. You don't have to keep his commandments. Again, and it says, opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacles. What's blaspheming his name and his tabernacles? His name is just God. It's not Yahweh. It's none of that. Nowhere. They don't want you to be nowhere close to that. And what's his tabernacles? They defile the church now. They have gays in the church. All type of fornication and stuff is going on in churches. Catholic priests is molesting little boys in churches. Yeah, and them that dwell in heaven. They painted all the angels white. Told you Christ is white. Watch this. And this is the point that I wanted to get to, what the show is named after. All right? And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Who is Babylon? Mystery Babylon? Yes, you guessed it. America. All right, that's why it's called Mystery Babylon. You think we was gonna have a big flag somewhere in the back and it says, "Behold, this is Mystery Babylon"? No, they gotta hide it. And the best way to hide things is in plain sight. That's why they had little signs on the back of your dollar bill, the pyramids, to let you know that that correlates with Egypt. They know who you are. You can trust believe that. The higher ups know who you are. Now, a regular average Joe on the street probably don't know crap about who you are. Nor do you give a damn. You just gonna know what his forefathers told him, far as they gonna reign forever, all that old cocky, you know, all that cocky good stuff they was raised on. Okay? And that's what it is. So I just wanted to say that because Kyrie, they own him, they own Ye. All right, they own, now they trying to get on Kevin, but they gonna hear him get Kevin because he's a good old wholesome. You know what? I love the brother, man. He can do some good funny stuff, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm wrong. The Lord wake up some of the craziest people, and they be on fire for the Lord. The Lord know how to hide in plain sight too. Okay, so let me finish reading. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Okay, so I wanna I wanna read that again too. I wanna go back up because I missed something. And it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations and all that dwell there upon the earth, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. So I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to go far past my points. Okay, we gonna keep it right in this context. Let's go to Revelations 13 right here. We're gonna stay where we at. We just gonna go. I'm gonna read the rest. I don't care. I'm finna have fun with this. Because this is one of my favorite chapters. It's all because of this right here. All right, let me finish reading this out. I got to do this everything decently and in order. All right, so I'm gonna start from the top of 8 again. I'm gonna just keep reading. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Who's they worship? Caesar Borgia. Okay, Caesar Bo. Yeah, and whose names are not written in the book of life. Of Esau ain't written in the Lamb's book of life. So what you worshiping? Sunday worship. That's another thing. Far as the tabernacles. Okay, that's another thing. Far as blaspheming the tabernacles, they tell you can go to church on Sunday. They tell you can go to church on Sunday. All right, and when you go there, they have you praise a white dude named Caesar Borgia. All right, so I'm gonna keep reading. We're gonna keep reading, and so yeah, we're gonna keep reading. I'm gonna just read it down. If any man, because this is my favorite one, it just rolls off the tongue and make my teeth whiter, and I'm gonna keep going. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's for y'all. That's for us, Israel. When you have them bad days, Man, go and read some of these words, man. I'm telling you, this thing gets, it's like taking a pill. It's like taking a pain reliever for your spirit, man. Some of these words, you got to sometimes, I want to read some of the hard hitting joints, you know, when I'm having a day that I'm not really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So, we going to keep reading. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Sound familiar? All right, that's the one what Daniel was just talking about. And he spake as a dragon. We gonna keep going to the next page. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. Who's the beast before him? That was Rome. When Christ was here, was Roman persecution. Excuse me. When Christ was here, was Roman persecution. Okay? And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. That's when Rome fell, okay? But his wound is healed how? Because believe it or not, we in Rome again. Spiritual, all this stuff. We in Babylon, Egypt, because we're in bondage. That's why this is the great melting pot. Okay, this is the great melting pot. I see my screen glitching, y'all. I hope this gets it all the way. If not, then I'm just going to have to do it again. But this is the great melting pot. And if you're not reading it upon precept, you're going to be scrambled eggs. Okay? Whose wound was healed, and he doth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven unto earth, on the earth, in the sight of men. Now, what one thing that America did that Rome didn't do? These are the great wonders. I'm going to give you a hint. It kind of sounds like this. All right, yeah, but you get an idea. That's making fire come down from heaven. That's great wonders. Rome in them times didn't have that type of ability. But in this Rome, yes. This beast have good toys, good wicked toys. When I say good, I don't mean good like when it's back in our hands it'd be good, but they have toys that Satan gives his children, toys. See, our weapons of war is not carnal yet, all right? But we're waiting because that day is going to be. See, you got to look at things like this. Because the Lord said he's going to give us, all right, a double portion, right? So just walk with me on this. A double portion. Look at that in a whole. It took us 400 plus, if you come the Northern Kingdom, about 500 plus some years, all right, to break us. But the Lord said when we get them back in captivity, we get 1,000. You know how long this stuff seems? Just from the short little lives that we live now, like in your age now, it seems like a long time, don't it? But you've been here over and over again. You remember, like in regeneration, like a ring. But this, now spiritually, something's different. You know, things feel differently because your spirit is getting tired. All right, but guess what? They're going to have it worse. All right, they're going to have it worse. And whoo-wee. That's why the Lord said in them times, that's why you're not going to be in the captivity in that time. It's going to be, we're going to look back in these times and say, surely we was but a little bit. We was only chastised but a little bit. I'm going to have to find that scripture. I can't remember where is that exactly. But we're going to look back on them times and say, surely we was only a little chastised. Because you got to remember something. It goes over a lot of people's heads. He said in that day, people's going to wish for death, and death is going to flee from them. Do you know how bad your captivity is when they're working for you and he, like, let's just say, piss you off, and you cut his head off and toss it to another state? You're gonna have that type of power, and just toss his head just way in, over yonder. He's gonna still be able to live with his head separate from his body. You got to remember when he says you're gonna wish for death in that day, some is gonna be trying to kill themselves, shoot themselves in the head. Now you're walking around with a hole in your head. You can't die, but you're gonna feel every bit of that pain until, like, you put his head back on and heal him. Like, you're gonna have all of these abilities That's why our kingdom, we're fighting for that thing, because you're going to be allowed a lot of stuff that you only seen on movies. And the Lord said, even still, we don't know the half of it. Our eyes have not fathomed. Our minds can't even put together the type of things he's going to allow his children as a welcome home gift. Man, sign me up. That's scary, though. He said before he let his kids go through their captivity, he'll go on and just let you sit in that fire. That's why your fate is the fire if you're not following him, because you're not going to be allowed in this. That's going to be gruesome, man. Because guess what? He gave them the sword to cut us down, right? But he said he's going to give us a rod of iron to shatter them to pieces. And they're not going to be able to die. At least that's why when you look at the scriptures, it says, surely we was only a little chastised. Because people could do things like off themselves. I pray that nobody is thinking on that. But we can die, and you'll be at rest. You'll go back to the Father and get judged, sent back down, or rest until he come. But you can die and be away from this stuff and be done. But them, they're not going to be able to die, y'all. You can cut a man in half, and he's just going to be living with half a body till you put his body back on. And he's going to feel every bit of that blade pain until you heal him and put him back together and say, get back out there and get to work now. That's gruesome, yo. I rambled for a bit, but you got to really meditate on that, man. You got to meditate on that. It's going to be some messed up times. And I'm going to love it. I'm sorry to sound. I mean, hey, he allowed them. He said, you think I'm going to let you get off on my kids? And I'm not going to let them get their lick back? But Christ said, wait till he come, because he's going to show us how it's done. And I would love, if he will it, with my eyes to behold that. It's going to be scary, too, because you're going to be hoping that he don't turn that sword towards you. But that'll be a beautiful sight to see our big brother come back and go to work. Yes. And we're going to be looking from them chariots while he tearing up this place. And I want to see it. Lord knows I want to see it. All right, let me get back to the situation there. All right, where was I? Because y'all let me rant. Y'all should have stopped me. Y'all know I be ranting. All right, let's get it. Where we at? Revelation. I love this book, man. This book is rated R. You hear me? This book is rated R. I'm not going to lie. All right, so let's go to... all right, let me finish reading Revelations 12, okay? I was 13. And he doth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven, and come from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. All right? So we're going to stop right there, because I don't want to overgo my point, okay? All right, so, yeah, matter of fact, let me just read one more down, okay? We're going to read one more down. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Because he's going to, he deceive people. We think, oh, he's powerful. Ain't nothing going to fight against him, stand up against him. Okay. Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast. I just said it. Who is the image of the beast? Caesar Borgia, hanging on that cross, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. Okay? Our Christ, our big brother Yahushua, did live and was wounded by the sword. He was hung up on that thing, man. He got stabbed in his side. He took that beating, man. All right? And watch this. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. How did they give life into the image of the beast? You got movies now, like Passion of the Christ, and they always got old pasty white anorexic dude on there. That's how they gave life to the beast. Watch this. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now people is getting to that point, y'all. They got movies, and people believe them movies, man. People who watch Passion of the Christ, man, and really think that dude is Christ. They believe that thing, man. And it's a lot of these people, a lot of our people, is going to be thinking they're doing the Lord's work by turning you in to the authorities for wearing fringes. Oh yes, this thing is finna get real. But you have to work. You have to fast and pray and meditate to get your spirit ready for when that day comes. All right. You have to get prepared for that, man. You know, you can. It sounds gangster right now. Just say, "Oh yeah, yeah, I die for the Lord." But man, let me tell you something. Take it from a man that's had a past, man. Like when stuff get hot and that heat hit, a lot of people stay warm. But what I mean is, a lot of people gonna flee, man, in that day. All right, a lot of people is gonna flee in that day, man. And nobody's willingly ready to mentally. You have to prepare for that, man. You have to build your spirit up by fasting and praying and denying your flesh. Okay, you have to deny your flesh and get prepared for those type of things. It's not an easy walk. That's why the Lord tells us to start now, while it's available. Seek Him while He shall be found. All right, while He may be found. Now, I might be paraphrasing that a little bad, but you get what I'm saying if you've been reading. Okay, so let's read the. Did I read 15, y'all? Yep, I read 15. Okay. All right, so let's go. We're going to read 16 and 17. All right? So let's read 16. And he caused of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Let's stop right there. So I know a lot of people have their own versions of what the mark of the beast is. All right? So, and I know a lot of people wonder, what's your insight on that? And now you finna get your answer. Me personally, and this is me personally, I believe that it's twofold. Okay, it's twofold. The mark of the beast is is gonna be like seared on your mind. The mark of the beast is having on your mind the things of this world. It's gonna be breaking the laws and all of that. That's a mark upon your forehead. What's in your forehead? In the middle, your mind, right? It's gonna be seared like a hot iron on some people. That if you walk in this truth, you already know what I'm talking about. But see, we're gonna precept it though, so you can get the understanding of what I'm talking about. All right. And let me see where I'm gonna stop at 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So what I mean by buy or sell, because when that time comes, now this is the part where it folds again. And I also believe that is the chip also. Because they're already going up for a cashless society. They're already the bill is already signed. They're getting ready to do a cashless society. And a lot of people believe in America. That's the part marked in your mind, seared like a hot iron. A lot of people believe in the American dream and the government and all that. Oh, the government gonna look out for us. They gonna take care of us. Man, I'm finna just going to get this chip, man. I gotta take care of my kids, man. I ain't trying to hear all that Bible stuff. I've actually heard people tell me that. And they're gonna do it. So it's twofold to me. Yes, one side is right. Yeah, it's a chip. Then the other side is right to me. Yeah, it's also on your mind. But I think they need to put it together. Because they also tell you that the Bible is what again? A two-edged sword. Because it's sometimes cut both ways. So let's go to 1 Timothy 4 and 1. Let's go to 1 Timothy 4 and 1. All right, see, I'm back to my sword. You understand? 1 Timothy 4 and 1. Because it's going to be a day where when they cut these screens off, yes, yes, Lord willing, He have my mind ready for that. So I'm going to be on your local corner. Yeah, I'm going to be that one where they put on movies, always try to make it look like on the movie. That guy is the crazy one. Is always saying the end is near. Yeah, I'm going to be that guy then. So prepare to see me. All right? All right, so we're going to read it down to verse 3. Now the Spirit speak of expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. We in them times, a lot of people is getting in this stuff. A lot of people is getting out of this thing. Okay? Giving heed to seducing spirits. What are the seducing spirits? People tell you can fornicate, you can do everything you want. Just say sorry, Jesus. You're giving heed to that, man. Seducing spirits. And doctrines of devils. What is the doctrines of devils? You can come to church on Sunday now. My pastor told me I can come to church on Sunday. All I got to do is pay my 10%, which I give them faithfully. You got people more believe the pastor than the book right in front of them. Watch this part, because it's the point that I want to get to right here. Speaking lies in hypocrisy. You can eat pork now, just pray over it. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Some people, okay, we got an old saying, Israel, and you probably know about it because you so-called black too. When you see a stubborn older person, or your auntie used to tell you about your uncle, oh, your uncle ain't this, he's set in his ways. Or it's called stuck in your ways. Let me read that again. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Set in your ways, stuck in your ways, seared in your ways, mark in your mind, seared like a hot iron. You already got the mark of the beast because you believe everything the government, i.e. the beast, says. Okay? Watch this. And it's going to get even deeper. Forbidding to marry. But you got young women, they did a little study on the streets, and a lot of women was like, I don't want to get married. I want to do me. Be single all my life. Watch this. And commanding to abstain from meats which God hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. Now, this is the one Christians love to run to. They eat that thing up. See right here, brother, it says we can eat the pork. No, it don't, brother. It's saying the dietary laws, Leviticus. The meats that he said you are okay and allowed to eat. That's the one he's saying by receive with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth of the Bible. For every creature of Yahweh is good and nothing to be refused. Every creature that's within the guidelines of the dietary laws. and and nothing to be refused, if it be received with thanksgiving. For it is sanctified by the word of Yahweh and prayer. That's the part where Moses told you to pray over everything. Because in these times, they're going to have GMO foods. It's going to be sometimes even your righteous meats is going to be poisoned. It's going to be to a point where you're going to have nothing but your prayer and your faith. They already doing it. It's called Operation Soft Kill. Okay? Let's keep going. If thou put the brethren in remembrance of, okay, so we're going to stop right there because that's where I wanted to get to. I wanted to stop right there because now we're going to jump. We're going to jump to 10. We're going to jump down to verse 10. No, let's just go on and read it. Let's just go on and get all this food. Let's clean our plate, shall we? If thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Yahushua Hamashiach, nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine. What's the good doctrines? This law, this sword, your sword, okay? Whereunto thou hast attained, but refuse profane and old wives' fables, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness. What's old fables? You keep things like Christmas. They try to tell you now, yeah, okay, I seen somebody tell me, well, I know it was wicked, but now we don't do it for that. We do it for the kids. I'm going to tell you this again, and I say it often on the streets and in the world. If I crap on your table, is it not still shit? Oh, wait. No, I know I crapped on the table to insult y'all, but I put some sprinkles on it now, and I put glitter on it, and I said it's for the kids now. That was old. Back then, I meant, the hell with y'all, and I don't care about y'all, and I wanted to disrespect the table back then. But now, I put sprinkles and stuff on it, so it's pretty. So give it to your kids and let them smush it all on their face. That's what you're literally doing when you take up that nasty, decrepit, pagan holidays. They celebrate the demise of your people, and you're going to try to pretty it up because it's for the kids? No, Negro. God said, I still remember. Guess what? Even though you forgot, he don't sleep. He don't forget. He's still watching. The same movie playing to the end. All right. So we're going to keep going. For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So let's get to that part of for bodily exercise profiteth little. Because so for instance, I work out now. But guess what? That only profit me little. You know the rest that helped me drop 100 and some odd pounds? It's because I started keeping the dietary laws. Following God did the rest. Exercise just gets your this fleshly thing, keep it in order. But spiritually follow him, you'll kill all of those guidelines. You'll beat all of those steps. Okay? Putting down pork, guess what? Got my blood pressure better. Got me breathing and getting my energy back right. Quitting pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and putting all them nasty foods in my body. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, so let's get it. We're going to get to this point. The point I want to get to, which is 10. All right, so let's get it. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation. I hope I said that right. All right, so if I didn't, just put it in the chat, acceptation. All right, all right. Hope I did. Okay, put a 7 in the chat if I said it right. All right, verse 10. This is the point I want to get to. For therefore we both labor and suffer reproach, because we trust in the living Father, the living power, who is the Savior of all men, especially of those that believe. All right, so I want to dive into something with you. All right, walk with me again. Let's go, because for therefore we both labor and suffer reproach. All right, so let's get a precept on it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. This is the part that we have to prepare for, because we see and hear all the good stuff, but you got to get to the bad too. All right, so let's get it. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. See that? So you're going to go through something, because he's not going to just hand you over the keys to this beautiful kingdom. No, Adam messed that up. But guess what? Thank you, Lord, for Adam. I hear a lot of people diss Adam. Hey, Adam's still one of your forefathers. Is the forefather. Okay? Let's put some respect on Adam's name. All right? So let's get it. All right? Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. That's another part I want to get to. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. You got to realize something. When you get to this book, you realize every prophet had a gruesome death. But they knew what they was having come to them. And they seen the works of the Lord. That's why the Lord said, blessed is them that have not seen my works and still came back to him and follow him. And you're that child that's doing that. You're the one that he prophesied about. If you're watching this, you're the one he was talking about. Blessed are they. We haven't seen the Lord's work. We haven't seen chariots pull right up on us and a big old angel jump out of that thing and tell us, thus saith the Lord God. No, but something about this book in your spirit bear witness. And now you got fear of the Lord again. Now you're not going out to the clubs on Friday night and Saturday night. You're keeping the Sabbath. You're not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You're respecting the dietary laws the best of your abilities. You're keeping Passover now. You're keeping Feast of Dedication and not Christmas. Okay? You're following the Lord the best of your ability. You're keeping the new moon. in the beginning of the months. These are the children that the Lord was talking about. Guess what? That's you. And I want the Lord to be so right about me and you and the rest of Israel. I don't want him to be wrong. I want him. You're going to want him to be right in this. I want him to be every bit right. And I hope I'm in the Lamb's book of life to wake. Okay? And I stay meditating on that. So I stay myself humble and I stay my behind placed right here, standing firm with this armor on me. All right? Put some respect on the Father's name. So now let's go to Isaiah 57:1. And we're gonna close it out with that. All right? We're gonna close it out with that. All right. What I say? Isaiah 51:7. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me backtrack, y'all. Let me make sure. Let me backtrack. Let me go back to Matthew because I don't want to. Nothing worse than hating. I get off here and then I go and I look back at my notes because I always retract my notes and I say, "Darn it, I didn't say this. I did not say it." I be feeling like, I failed you, Father. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We gonna get it. So let's get this thing. Okay, hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. For ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revilings. Okay, see that? That's what the Lord is saying. Don't be afraid. All right, because like it says too, some of your people is gonna give you up to be judged, man. All right, some of them is gonna give you up, man. But you can't fear that thing. You cannot fear that thing, Israel. And I just want to let you know that you always got a brother right here. As long as I got breath in this body, when things hit the fan, we got to start getting this chain of linking up, getting each other's infos and information, finding out what states we're in. Because we got to remember one thing. It said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Times is going to get so bad, man, that he said we're going to have to be like pilgrims in that day, ready to get up and jet up out your house. Remember Lot's wife. Ain't no looking back. All right? There's going to be times I'm going to say, well, look here, y'all. I'm over in such and such state. Is any Israelites over in this state? Might be on the damn walkie-talkie. Saying, is anybody in Israel in this area? Can I come and seek solitude? And we pray and fast? No, because we don't think like that. We're too comfortable. And if you haven't been thinking like that, shame on you. Shame on you. You got to remember something. Everybody ain't going to catch the first ride. The first ride is them bombs dropping. Some people is going to survive. That's the part where he says it's going to be 10, in that time it's going to be 10 to a city. You're not thinking about that, is you? Because everybody want to think they're going to catch the VIP ride. No, I think both ways. Because once again, this is a two-edged sword. And he might see, look here, you ain't proved yourself enough. Now I got to stay back and be a witness to the people. And now I got to be out here surviving, and we out here damn on the run. Going house to house. Hell, sleeping box to box. But you got to get your mind ready for survival, y'all. I got bug out bags in case if I got left. Okay? Everybody ain't going to die on that first drop. So get your minds focused, get humble, pray and fast off. Try to fast at least 2 to 3 times a month, man. Get more discipline in that. That way, when that time hits, that's why he said, my people will eat. But most people is going to starve in that day. You know why? Because guess how long a meal is going to last a man? And for right now, that I've tried, I could do 3 days easy, fasting. So imagine me eating once every 3 to 4 days. And I know I pretty much could probably do a week. Imagine a man in Israel when the famine hit and he's got his food stocked up. He eats once a week. that man is going to be dangerous. He can eat once a week and don't need water but once a week. Look here, Israel. I love y'all. Enjoy your Sabbath. Thank you once again for blessing me with your presence. Thank you for staying in there with me. Oh, yeah, and I got to let y'all know, they've been knocking off my notification bell. So if y'all haven't or done it already, please go back in there and check and make sure you hit the link again, because now they're knocking our numbers down. Mike already done gave us 1 and 2 on that, and they're doing it even in the camps. They're doing it everywhere because this is a spiritual battle. They're blacklisting a lot of us. You know, our numbers fluctuate now. You know, 1 minute it's at a couple thousand, next thing you know it's at a couple hundred or a couple tens, because they're shutting us down. Literally, a lot of y'all, when y'all send me subscriptions, I go and subscribe to y'all page just to keep up with y'all, man. Whether y'all know it or not, I literally sat up 3 this morning. If y'all seen it, if you see my posters in the community, it was about 3, 4 in the morning. Because some days the Lord will wake me up, man. Some days I just don't sleep. I was up resubscribing to each and every one of y'all, trying to refine. It's questions that was asked on a lot of my pages that I felt like, wow, I didn't even respond back to this person, because they don't even let me know on my notifications. I had to go right back in there. So, and guess what? If I have to do that every week, then so be it. But you will not stop this truth. You will not shut us down. We are already ready for the fire. And once again, put some respect on my Father's name. We got next. Shalom.